Hey Outlaws, welcome back. So, we're going to go take a look at Dune Part 2. Official trailer. Let's get into this.
It's breathtaking. When you see sand here, imagine water. If you dive in, you can't reach the bottom.
You dive in.
Yes, it's called swimming.
I don't believe you.
In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets. But the darkest of them all may remain. The end of House Atreides.
Your father didn't believe in revenge.
What if Paul Atreides were still alive? Have you ever had a dream about your first ride?
Don't try to impress anyone. You're brave, we all know that. Be simple. Be direct. Nothing fancy.
I understand. Nothing fancy.
You will never lose me, Paul Atreides.
We gave them something to hope for.
That's not hope! May thy knife chip and shatter.
Yeah, you and your crappy knife made it chip and shatter. Alright, so dude, I remember my first introduction to Dune was when I was a child, and I believe it was the 1990s series. Maybe it was a sci-fi. And it made a pretty good impact. I remember it for a long time, but honestly, I didn't really think much about Dune until I was older. And I started reading the expansive series, all the Dunes afterwards, like the Dune series of House Atreides, House Arrakis, so on and so forth. Is there a House Arrakis? I probably just got murdered on the comment section. I can't remember. It's been many years, like almost over a decade. I just recently picked up Dune when I was off traveling a year ago for business, and I picked up the novel and I started reading again. I think like the novel's like this big, and I've got like this far into it. So I'm going back into it, and I watched the movie, and I thought it was good. Could have been a little faster, but it was fine. Lots of women screaming in foreign tongues I don't understand, but it wasn't too bad. Now, I kind of forgot about it, and I'm honestly surprised there is a part 2. Now, not saying that the first one was bad, not by any stretch of imagination, but I didn't feel like it made that great of an impression that it would warrant a second movie. So it's nice to see that it is actually getting a part 2. I wonder if it's going to be a part 3. It has to be a part 3. There's no way. It's a very long book if you ever read Dune, and this seems to be a very great adaptation of that particular book. I have no idea who this is. So, like I said, I just started reading the book. I remember his mom. I remember his dad. They haven't got the part where they all were portrayed and murdered yet, but we're getting there. Now, the thing about the first Dune is that Paul Atreides, this young man, one sec here, where is he? This guy. He kind of tricks the people of Arrakis into believing that he's like their messiah. And he uses that to his advantage to gain an army and a huge cult following to fight back against the enemies of his house. The individuals that used the Emperor, or the Emperor allowed to betray and murder his family, House Atreides. So, how it goes with today's forced culture. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure how they're going to do with that. They tend to try to stray away from anything that even slightly resembles white savior or white people taking advantage of others, blah, blah, blah. So I am kind of curious how this is going to turn about. We shall see. We shall see. My impression of the acting, it was okay. I mean, when I pictured Paul Atreides, I pictured him a little bit more tough than the scrawny little kid we got here. But it seems that is just my opinion, not too many others. I know she's very famous for doing Spider-Man, all that. Again, not my favorite actress, but she, for the 5 minutes she was in the movie, she seemed okay. Personally, I found the other actresses in the past much more mesmerizing than this individual right here. But that is my opinion again. So as I watched this trailer, I mean, honestly, it's kind of exciting, but it's also just kind of like, I see Dune as more as an intellectual stimulation and a deep, a thoughtful fiction novel. It's not really something where you watch for all the action and non-stop heart pumping, adrenaline pumping action. It's more insightful, deep thinking. And the visual effects here and the scenery obviously has to be grand scale and mesmerizing, which it has to be. Like when Paul Atreides here is catching his first sandworm and riding it, so to speak. And the crowd rejoices! All that good stuff. And in case any of you are wondering what's up with the blue eyes, it's basically the effects of spice, which helps open and further stimulate the mind. And everybody who's rich, powerful, famous, or all three, and the world of Dune takes the spice in order to enhance that, but it can become addicting. And in some of the side novels, they actually show how some people took so much spice that they transformed themselves into actually completely different beings capable of space travel. So as part of the channel, as Jason Twist Outlaws expands, I don't want us just to focus only being a Berserk channel. I want us to expand further to Berserk, Conan, obviously Wolverine. We did the Vampirella Days of Thor series, but also now I want to introduce Dune to the channel as well. So hopefully you all like it, and it's kind of a rough official trailer reaction. Again, like I've read Dune off and on, but something I want to explore more deeply. I think it's a more mature book and allows more mature discussions. All right, Outlaws and everybody else, welcome. Nice to see you all again. We'll see you next time.